Hi guys, it's Webby. Thanks for joining me again today for another video. Today we're going to be reviewing the 2020 Volkswagen Golf GTi TCR. So this is the last of the line of the Mark 7.5s, which obviously transitioned from the Mark 7, which has been probably the most popular version of the Golf GTi. The Mark 7 initially came out 2013, changed to the 7.5 in late 2017, early 2018. So this is kind of the final version of the 7.5, and if you're kind of wondering why Volkswagen have done it, I guess it's basically to show what they can do with the Golf GTi, because the GTi has always been seen as a bit of a safe hot hatch. It's kind of the do-everything car. It's not the fastest, it might not be the best handling, it hasn't got the lariest looks, but it's been sort of the consummate car, obviously ever since the Golf GTi came out way back in the 70s. So it's the car that every sort of hot hatch has been sort of judged by. But like I say, this is the very last 7.5, so Volkswagen have thrown all the toys at it. So we're going to have a look today, find out what the TCR is all about, and then go for a drive. So come and join me. So just before we get started, to have a look around the car, you may notice throughout the video some of the footage changes a little bit. I actually bought the car home last night, with big thanks to Berwick Volkswagen. So I took it for some driving last night just to get some sort of tracking shots, some driving shots. The sun was out, it was a beautiful evening, so hence the reason for going for a bit of a drive. This piece of the film I'm actually filming on my way to work the following day, just to sort of obviously have a look around the car and piece it all together and tell you what the car's about. Now here in Australia, the specification for the TCR is slightly different to some other countries, in the fact that we only get the 5-door model, whereas some other countries get a 3-door and a 5-door. Colour choices are limited. You only get 3 colour choices. You've got pure grey, pure white, and this one is Tornado Red, which is my personal favourite. I've owned a couple of Golf GTIs in the past. My last one was Mark 7 in this Tornado Red colour, so I'm a bit of a fan myself anyway. So other bits and pieces about the car, it's limited to 300 cars here in Australia, so you probably won't see too many of them on the road. And that is a bit of the appeal to the car for me personally. There's a lot of GTIs on the road, there's a lot of Golf Rs on the road, and for very good reason, because they're both very good cars. But this one being limited to 300 models, there's a bit of an appeal to that, because obviously it's an exclusive kind of club, if you like. And it's an extremely good car, so there's another good reason to buy as well. But anyway, let's have a look around the car and I'll show you some of the differences between this and a regular GTI. Now some of the visual changes with the TCR is basically some of the body kit that you've got on the lower section of the car. You've got this lip spoil here at the front in gloss black. It extends around the side of the car, all the way down the side, which I'll show you in a second. But also down here at the side, we've got some standard 19-inch alloy wheels. These are actually exclusive to the TCR, they're not available on any other Golf here in Australia. You've got the upgraded brakes from the Golf R, so they're slightly bigger than you'd get on a standard GTI, and also upgraded brake pads as well. So because this car is designed obviously for a bit of track use, it's good to see that Volkswagen have upgraded the braking performance of the car as much as the engine power as well. Another thing that's unique to the TCR are these graphics down the side of the car, and they're basically taken from the actual race car from which this car is derived. So TCR is touring car racing, and as you may know, Volkswagen actually raced this Golf TCR in the touring car racing series. So yeah, you get these graphics as standard. Some people will like them, some people not so much. I don't mind them, to be honest. It makes it stand out from other Golfs. Because there are so many Golfs on the road, they all kind of tend to blend in, look very similar. So having these graphics on the side do actually make the TCR stand out from all the other Golfs on the road that you'll see. So as I was saying, the front splitter, obviously in the gloss black around the front there, extends all the way down the side here. You've got the black sort of lower side skirt. You've got the little TCR badge as well, just in case you forget what you're driving. And then coming around to the back, that lower skirt continues to this gloss black diffuser, which again is unique to the TCR, and again just sets out the styling over the regular GTIs and also the Golf R. And in the 3 colours that they've chosen to make the TCR in, it's a nice contrast, so you can really see that body styling stand out. And the last bit of the styling is this tiny little black gloss sort of lip spoiler on top of the standard spoiler. Don't know whether it will give you any more downforce on the track or not because it's so small, but it's a nice little bit of styling actually. So yeah, it just finishes off the body kit quite nicely. As with all Golf GTIs and Golf Rs, the TCR uses the 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine, which you can find here, obviously under the bonnet. And in this particular one, develops 213 kilowatt and 350 newton meters of torque. So that's the most power that a GTI's ever had. Torque is slightly down because apparently here in Australia, our weather conditions are different to everywhere else in the world. But yeah, 213 kilowatt is fantastic for a Golf GTI. It remains front wheel drive, which I think is a good thing. But to harness all that power, you've got an electronic limited slip differential, which really does make a big difference when you're coming out of corners, helps with handling and that type of thing. But yeah, that engine has always been a fantastic unit, so there's no real reason to change it. And yeah, give it a bit more power just to have a bit more fun. Operates through the 6-speed gearbox, the dual clutch, which was from the Golf Mark 7, not the 7.5. Because the 7.5 went to a 7-speed gearbox purely for daily drivability and obviously fuel consumption. But thankfully they've put a 6-speed back in the TCR, which will help with performance, and also better acceleration. So as with all Golf GTIs, the TCR gets a fabulous interior, including these really nice sports seats with a unique trim for the TCR. But what I'll do is I'll actually give you a bit of a talk of the interior as we're driving, because obviously that's the best bit about the TCR, is how it drives. So let's get all the camera gear packed away and get on the road. Right, so let's get this beast started up and go for a drive. As with all Golf GTIs, keyless entry, push button start. So you still get luxury and performance and handling as well. So the seats that I mentioned earlier, they feel a little bit more sort of bucketed than your regular GTI, so more like a Golf R seat. But yeah, they've got this sort of nice mixture of sort of microfiber and sort of standard cloth, and they hug you in and they're so comfortable. It's just a nice place to be. You've got the active info display in front of you like you get on GTIs and Rs as well. The sat-nav system is the smaller 8-inch screen, so that means you've got the volume control as an actual knob rather than sort of the touch screen. But I actually prefer that. I quite like to have a volume knob rather than trying to push buttons to adjust the volume. So I actually prefer that system. And the screen's fantastic anyway, it's really clear and very easy to read. In terms of the way this drives, it's kind of a Golf GTI on steroids. And then you think, well, why would you buy this over a Golf R? Well, because it's only front wheel drive, obviously it's slightly lighter than the Golf R, and it does actually make you feel slightly more nimble on the roads. So you get more of a raw driving experience in the TCR. And the other thing they seem to have done as well is with the exhaust, it's a slightly different exhaust on the TCR, so it's a bit freer flowing, and you do get those sort of DSG farts when you're changing gear, which is nice too. Because yeah, nowadays those sorts of things have been toned down with rules and regulations and that type of thing. So it's nice to see that this TCR has still got a bit of character to it. The only trouble is, it picks up acceleration so quickly, you'd fear for your licence, I think. In terms of safety equipment, you're fully covered there as well. So you've got the usual things like autonomous braking, lane keeping aid, you've got a blind spot monitor, there's front and rear parking sensors, rear camera, active park assist. So you really don't miss out on anything at all just because this is the hardcore performance version of the GTi. And one thing I really do like, and this is just a personal thing, on a regular GTi it comes with the standard cloth interior, which I absolutely love. But if you want a sunroof, you're forced to get leather interior, which I think is a shame because, you know, that tartan cloth seat is a part of the heritage of the GTi. But in the TCR, you can only get this one interior, which is the cloth seats, but you can have the sunroof as an option. So actually you get the best of both worlds. Another reason why this would be my choice of Golf GTIs. And we've even got nice creature comforts like adaptive cruise control and automatic high beam adaptive LED headlamps as well. There does seem to be slightly more road noise in this TCR. Whether that's because we've got the 19-inch wheels, whether it's the type of tyres they've used, you know, it could be the road surface, and to be fair. But yeah, it just does seem very slightly noisier. So that is the video with the Golf GTi TCR. Unfortunately it's the end of the video. Got to go and give the keys back. I've got to go and do some work now, which is a bit sad, but there we go. Maybe I can earn enough money to buy one of these things because it is absolutely fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you have. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for plenty more videos to come. I've got to go and put my camera gear back in my Golf now, go and do some work. But thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more videos to come. And say subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then you'll find out where some more cool videos come out. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.